there you go.
All right, awesome. Welcome everyone. It's the top of the hour and thank you for being here for the Homeschool Connections Open House. I'm Erin Brown. I'll be your online video hostess for tonight. You've been listening to Andrea Stewart, who's been the monitor. I want to bring to your attention that this room is just like a room that your students would participate in here at Homeschool Connections. And there's always an adult teacher, a professional who is on the video camera like this. And then there's always an adult in the background like Andrea was, as what we call the monitor, someone who's there to take care of all the technical issues and welcoming students into class, all the really great things that happen behind the scenes and before class and after class. We also have tonight Maureen Whitman and Walter Crawford here, the co-directors of Homeschool Connections, and you may get a chance to peek and meet them here in a while to at least talk with them briefly. So welcome everyone. Let's pray together, okay? In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, God, thank you for tonight. Thank you for every single family that is represented here. Thank you that you are the God and the Lord of all, and that this program is something that can glorify you and help our families and homeschools to be something amazing. So I just pray that you'll take this time, help it to be a time of great understanding, help our communication to be excellent, just help every heart here and every family here to be encouraged. I ask all of this in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen and amen. Tonight I'm going to share with you how courses work here at Homeschool Connections, what it's like to be in a classroom online. We're actually doing that right now. Give answers to your questions. So if you do have questions along the way, go ahead and put them in the chat box. If it's perfect timing, I'll answer it right then. If it's not, Andrea, Mrs. Stewart, will take that comment and hold it aside for later when we will be able to answer those questions. If we can't find the answer to your question tonight, we will make sure that we're able to get that to you in the next 48 hours. But I think we'll be able to do that tonight because we have, again, the co-directors of Homeschool Connections, Walter Crawford and Maureen Whitman, here with us tonight, and who better to have here to answer questions. It's perfect. I love it. We're also going to find out more about the courses here and learn about how some of the teachers have come to be here, and just a few. We have a lot of instructors, so we're just going to highlight a few of the instructors and show you where to get information on the rest of the instructors. You'll get information on how to integrate what's called unlimited access recordings into your learning at home, and find out how the simple technology can be easily added into what you're doing now. And I think y'all can agree, coming into this classroom, this area, the Zoom room was very simple. It's just a simple click and you're in. And so it's just a really nice and easy technology to use to add to learn in classes online. Our mission here at Homeschool Connections is to connect your Catholic homeschool to the experts in the spirit of the new evangelization, and in the light of John Paul the Great's teaching on the domestic church. Homeschool Connections seeks to use technology to enhance your homeschool family's educational efforts by providing to you the exact resources that you need. So our goal is to help you with the education of your children. We are here to assist you, to be here as a support to you and your homeschool. First, we do that with free informative webinars that are available 24/7 online on the Homeschool Connections website. Now, how many of you are familiar with or have been to any of the live free events that Homeschool Connections has? We have an Inspire conference in August of every year online that's absolutely free. And if you don't know about it, now you can jot it down and save the date. Walter, if you could put the date, or Maureen, put the date in the chat box for the Inspire conference in August. And then every year in February or March, but mostly February, we have Refresh Midwinter Conference online as well, which is a full day of speakers. It's absolutely free. Well, what's really neat is we have, I think it's 85 or 88 or something like that, webinars that are already on the website right now that you can access at any time and watch from everything that is, goodness, over the past 8 years, 7 years, how much? We got a lot of years of these conferences plus other events, and all of those are free for you. So that's just a fun support for your homeschool with professionals who give all kinds of information to you. And second, which I think is what Homeschool Connections is maybe more well known for now, is affordable and engaging courses from university level professors and practitioners. And I want to underscore this a little bit, because this unique selling proposition, they call it, or this is unique, who we are, what makes Homeschool Connections unique. Why is Homeschool Connections different from other places where you can learn online? And here in this little statement here, in this goal statement, it underscores a number of those things. First of all, affordable. We're going to learn a little bit later what the cost is for courses here. It's just amazing savings. You'll be hard pressed to find anything Catholic online curriculum across the board and across the world that is in this affordable category. Engaging means that the courses are just a wide range of ways to engage, from hands-on science labs to university level professors who are giving high-level lectures, to highly engaged middle school courses. We just have a whole range of courses available we're going to be talking about here shortly. And again, something very unique to Homeschool Connections is the instructors are university level professors and practitioners. So it's not just someone who went to school and got their education degree and came to teach middle school courses. This is somebody who has been teaching at the university, or who is a nationally known author or speaker, or someone who engages in the classroom with your student, who's professionally been practicing that specific topic in the world. And so it's just a different level of engagement that the instructor is able to bring. Homeschool Connections began with Walter Crawford, who's here tonight. Walter, hang on there. I'm going to have you come in just a second on voice so we can hear you. But Walter started Homeschool Connections in October of 2008, offering free webinars for Catholic homeschooling parents. He has a master's degree in applied technology and training and development. And so I call him the techno guru. He's the one who has the expertise in the technology and bringing this technology into something very easy to do and enjoyable for families and kids. He and his wife, Emily, live in Texas and are parents of 6 children. So Walter, do you want to come on the mic and say hi to everyone? Walter's a co-director here.
Yeah, thanks, Erin, and welcome everybody. We're glad to have you with us this evening. Yeah, Erin, as Erin pointed out, I'm here in Texas. It's a beautiful day. Hopefully it's beautiful where you happen to be and you're staying safe and whatnot, given all the things that are going on in the world today. But we're so glad to have you this evening, and yeah, just welcome again.
Awesome. And I just realized I said everything about you, so you can't really introduce yourself because I already introduced you. So.
I'm still happy to be there, though.
But so glad you're here. Thanks for being here and saying hi. We also have with us co-director Maureen Whitman, who joined Walter shortly thereafter in 2008. This is a picture of Maureen's family and her wonderful grandchildren. And Maureen is the author of For the Love of Literature and co-editor and contributing author to the Catholic Homeschool Companion. Some of you may have heard of those books, and author of A Catholic Homeschool Treasury. So she's a published author and has been contributing editor to a number of Catholic homeschooling magazines, with articles appearing in the places that you can see right here on the screen. Maureen speaks at conferences. Has anyone here seen Walter or Maureen at a conference? I'm just curious. Put in the chat box. Let me grab my glasses on here and let me know if you have seen either of them at a conference. And sometimes, not lately, right? Because we haven't had conferences. Maureen has. Yes, you have. All right, Maureen, would you come on and say hi as well?
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. Glad you're here too.
And Maureen, you are in Michigan.
I am. It's not as warm here as Texas. We have a freeze warning tonight, but it is sunny, which I always appreciate in Michigan.
Yes, and we have sun still. I'm 2 hours west of Maureen, so sun is still coming your way. We get the weather first, and then it comes to Maureen.
Right, I always get it. Erin calls me, lets me know what it is in Kalamazoo, and then an hour later we get it.
Oh, thanks, Maureen. Good to have both of you tonight. It's a treat for all of us. to have you here. Oh, and I should probably tell you about myself. I usually do that at the top. I'm Erin Brown, also known as Erin Brown Conroy or E.B. Conroy for some of my books that I've written. And I've been with Homeschool Connections for, it's 9 or 10 years. I have to look on the calendar to see. And I'm also the director of, or the creator, leader of the Aquinas Writing Advantage program here with Homeschool Connections. Now, how many of you, real quick, have taken or been a part of the recorded or live courses? Go ahead and put in the chat box if you've been able to access any of the recorded or live courses. We're going to talk about them shortly, but I'm just curious, has anybody experienced those? And if so, I'd love to know if anybody saw me on recording. Let's see, we have Susan raised her hand. I see the little raise hand icon just came up. And usually if people are brand new and just checking things out, you've not seen us before, but if you, couple of kids have done recorded classes, lots of new people here. Yeah, that's great. And a few recorded courses. Awesome, awesome. It's just really fun to see. Oh, so Jennifer's daughter has seen the grammar and punctuation course, an excellent student course. If you've done that on recording, that would be me. If it's live, it would be one of the teachers, one of my teachers with the writing program. So awesome. All right, well, great to have you guys all here, and especially if it's brand new to you. Maureen and Walter did some polling originally asking parents who they'd like to see as speakers at the webinars or for the webinars. Remember, we began with just webinars, and a few people came back and said, hey, I'm fine, but I'd like to see you use this technology for my high school student. That's where I really need the help. Can you do online classes for high school? Now remember, this is 10 years ago, so now online classes are much more prevalent, but it really wasn't. And Homeschool Connections became the very first Catholic online curriculum provider across, and we're the largest curriculum provider across the world for Catholic online courses. And so it was all at the request of parents saying, is this something you can do? And absolutely yes was the answer. Now the first course was government with Ed Rivet. That was in April of 2009 she was then the legislative director of Right to Life of Michigan. So right away you can see that someone teaching government is someone working in the government. Then we had literature courses with Dr. Henry Russell, who is the headmaster of St. Augustine's Homeschool Enrichment Program. Those were added next. And then came theology with Dr. Robert Gocher, who's an independent educator, a scholar, who taught at a major university. So both these people are PhD, doctoral teachers who brought their expertise here. And so right from the start, the whole focus was to bring you excellence through people who are in professions, practicing their skills and their crafts, and also in universities and at university level teaching. And the response from parents was overwhelming. Maureen says all kinds of teachers contacted us asking to teach, and it was truly the Holy Spirit at work. And I was one of those people. I remember calling Maureen and saying, I found you online. It's a Catholic online group. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Do you need a teacher? And that was just how everything happened, and kind of the ball got rolling, right, Maureen? People heard and came. And if you build it, they will come, kind of. Well, today's courses, you can get live and recorded courses for high school and middle school and grade school students. These classes can be accessed by parents or any other individual who desires to learn more about a specific topic. So in the recorded courses, we, yes, absolutely have students accessing these courses, but little secret here is parents and adults like to watch the courses too, because they're that good. And the level of instruction with these amazing people, as you'll see soon, are just something that draws adults. And I kind of throw in here too, sometimes I do coaching as a book author especially in fiction writing. We have an amazing fiction writing program here that's complete. And I'll work with professional fiction writers and authors, and they'll say, where can I get classes that tell me some of this? And I'll say, well, you can watch the recorded courses at Homeschool Connections. And so sometimes the adults will slide in and do some of the recorded courses. Now, I'll let you know right away that the live courses are always for students And we have very strict guidelines for privacy and for only high school students, so that your students are protected. But the recorded courses, yes, other people do access the courses, in particular parents. We like to do that too. For the webinars, these are support and affirmation and new ideas and techniques. It's not just on schooling, although there are lots of things on how to teach literature and how to teach writing and how to teach reading and all the good things that help us to be better teachers of our kids. But then there are things like, what do I do when I have lots of kids of different ages? What are some tips, or what are some ways that we can help with internet safety and some of the other topics that are really important to parents today? And it's just everything you need to be a confident, passionate, successful homeschooling family. That's the name. That's why we have these types of webinars, just to give you support and success in what you do. All webinars, live and recorded, are presented by experts and sponsored by devoted homeschool-friendly businesses. So be sure to go to the home website, please, and enjoy these free resources. They are for you. You see the little arrow of where they're located on the website at homeschoolconnectionsonline.com or homeschoolconnections.com. It's absolutely free. Whether you take classes here or not, it's just a great resource, okay? We also have an absolutely free podcast, Homeschooling Saints, with one-on-one discussions with experts on how to make homeschooling easier and more joyful. And we have other topics too. Maureen, feel free, Maureen Walter, to put in other topics. I know that there was something I saw posted online, Maureen, that was one of your favorite podcasts. I think you mentioned. I can't remember what the title was, but go ahead and put in some of your favorites. Reading aloud. Yep, there are all kinds of podcasts with all kinds of guests, and it's just really wonderful. Or maybe some of the guests like Chris Stefanik, or you know them better than I do. Go ahead and put any information in there that you'd like. Dave Palmer, Thomistic Philosophy. That was the one that you said you absolutely love. That was recent, right? But the podcast is going since August of last year, almost a full year, and so, or 3/4 of a year, and so there are a bunch of really amazing podcasts available, again, completely free for you. All right, let's talk about the courses, okay? Let's get excited. Courses cover all subjects. So courses here are in philosophy and logic and ethics, literature, ancient all the way through modern, from Homer to Tolkien to Dracula, all kinds of literature courses. Math in, again, all levels, middle through advanced high school. So general math, pre-algebra, algebra 1/2, algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2. You see the progression right up the ladder, right? Trigonometry, calculus, financial math, accounting, and I think we have a math that's like an everyday math, right? Something like that as well. Thank you. Walter put the link to the podcast so you can grab that if you want and save it or put it in your browser. Writing, we have courses on punctuation and grammar, academic writing and rhetoric, essay writing, vocabulary and writing building, where a student learns over 750 words over 2 courses. Fiction writing and screenwriting, journalism, business writing, research writing, college prep, all kinds of amazing writing courses. We have all of the sciences, including physical science, biology, chemistry, physics, wellness, and health science, psychology and social science, geography, geology, and space science, theology that includes apologetics, theology of the body, Mariology, biblical studies, and many, many more. Government and law, economics, the Supreme Court, elections, and more. And yes, we have zoology as well. I love it. A to Z, accounting to zoology. We have grossology for bugs, right? For middle school students, which is really fun. Grossology. Sounds like a middle school class, doesn't it? Especially in the year of an election like we have a special elections course that follows through the election process as it's happening, which is fun. We have many computer skills like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, computer programming, 3D modeling, and data sciences. So again, some advanced computer skills courses there. We have many Grossology, yes. We have many languages: Spanish, German, French, American Sign Language, Greek, and Latin. And from ancient history, again, through American history in the modern era with unique approaches to history, such as inventions through history. So if you're somebody who wants to learn history but needs a little bit of a fresh look or a different high interest, shall we call it, approach, we have those as well. Yes, we have art, music, speech, drama, performing arts, culture, and film. We have a new how to read music courses with rhythm and melody and harmony. We have great music courses from a world-known composer, just all kinds of amazing arts courses. And then some of my favorites include the Excellent Student course, test prep, preparing for the ACT and SAT, and we have a leadership course. I should have put that in here too. A very nice leadership course. All right, so as you can see, we have courses across all subjects and just a huge bank of different styles and types of courses as well. So something for everybody, I like to say. There are two ways to take the courses. The first is live in scheduled courses or scheduled classes. For this coming year, we have 165 live courses with 44 different instructors. And that is because, let's say the punctuation and grammar course or the basic composition course has 5 different sections, different times during the week. So you can find something that fits your schedule, and we have 2 different instructors teaching the 5 different classes. So we have lots of sections for you so that it works out that you can make this jigsaw puzzle fit together of classes. We also have something called unlimited access, which is recorded courses. And here's the cool thing: over 450 courses that are recorded with 62 different instructors. So let's talk about each of those, starting with the live courses. These live courses are scheduled. They are on specific dates and specific times. There's a catalog online. In fact, the live catalog is on the homepage of Homeschool Connections website. If you scroll just down to just under what we call the fold, which is where you can see the page end. If you just scroll and go down a little bit on the left-hand side, you'll see live catalog. Click on that, it opens up to an interactive catalog that you can click and turn pages there online. When you find a course, you'll actually sign up for the course online, again, with a simple click through a system. Classes begin on a specific date. So if you signed up for a class now, and some classes are filling up for the fall, so if you were to go in and sign up for a fall class, you would get everything taken care of, but the class maybe would start the 2nd week of September or the 1st week of September or something like that. Okay, so it's take care of it now and then be ready to go in the fall. Thank you. We've got lots of links coming up here and support. I love that Andrea and Walter and Maureen are here to help with getting you guys more information in the chat box. So watch that chat box for cool things, okay? Once the date rolls around, just like you got an email with a link, your student will get an email with the link to get into the class. You'll also get an email that says all of the pre-class information so that your student is prepared for class. By the way, in the catalog, it lists everything that you need to make a good decision about the class. It tells you the title of the course at the top, and then a little blurb that tells a little bit about the class at a quick glance. So you can see if this is something you want to peek at below. There'll be a full paragraph to describe the course, and then each week is listed. Say it's a 10-week course, it'll say week 1, and then tells exactly what's covered in week 1, week 2, and exactly what's covered in week 2. So in the catalog, for every single course, you get this identifying information that you can read all about it and then look at each week what's included. You'll also see if there's a prerequisite or the teacher's name. You'll have information, again, how many weeks the class is right there. If there's a book or other information that you need, and also how many hours that homework you might expect in a class. And there's going to be a window because, of course, one student might take 2 hours and another student might take 4 hours. So the window will be between 2 and 4 hours of outside the class work for this class. So in the catalog, you're going to find all of this amazing information. That's the place to go because everything is listed there for you, and you can get very specific information about the class. So you've found the class, you've scheduled the class, your student gets information about the class before it starts in email. And then on the day of the class, well, you'll have access in the system that we're going to talk about here shortly. But on the day of the class, you'll also get a link where you can just click and go straight into the class like you did today. The teacher will teach and come on the video just like I'm teaching right now, and the students will interact in the chat box just like you all are interacting here. Again, we have the monitor in the room, so the monitor is a guide for the students as well. So she helps or he helps to keep those students on task, as well as the teacher being able to speak to the students, teach, show things, do things in the classroom, but then also answer questions in the chat box. So between the two adults, we have that chat box there, but we have a managed classroom happening so that the students are able to learn with the video and the teacher, but also ask questions and interact when it's appropriate. Big question students always have and parents have, is there homework? Yes, classes have homework every week that is accessed online after the class. I'll tell you about the learning management system in a moment here, and inside it'll tell exactly what to do, and the homework is then completed and uploaded into the system again with a one-click upload submit. So there are over 450 courses in recorded and almost 200 live. Between that live interactive class and the recorded courses, people often say, can I get all of my schooling here? Absolutely, yes. Everything is here, but you get to choose. You get to choose if you want to just do one live class or 6. If you want to do 2 recorded classes, 1 live class. If you want to do just all recorded. What's really great is that the live scheduled class, if that works for you, and being interactive with other students works for your student. They enjoy that environment. If you want to have a little bit more accountability where the student has to arrive at a certain time and has another teacher who is overseeing and interacting live and between the class, the teacher's available on email as well. If that's something that works for you, then absolutely the live classes are a good choice. But if you want to do the recorded, we have the recorded available too. Now let's just take a moment before we get deeply into the recorded area. Are there any questions specific to these live online classes that I missed? Andrea, is there anything here that someone, or if you want to type something in the chat box about the live classes, any questions, how it works, anything about a specific class?
I didn't see anything in chat. I think we're good.
Okay. Oh, here's one. Do you ever add live classes to the spring semester that aren't part of the annual projected offerings for the year? Rarely. Most of the time, we really like to have all of the classes set and down, but once in a while, something will pop up and we'll let parents know about that. There is a parent group online on Facebook that will announce things first there, and all kinds of information gets shared with those parents if you're not on Facebook. We have other ways to communicate, like an e-newsletter, and we'll put those kinds of things in the e-newsletter as well. Okay, let's see here. Love the recorded classes. We're going to talk about that. Yes, because it is perfect. You're right, Jennifer. It is a perfect option for a lot of schedules that change around. Are students able to chat privately with one another on the Zoom platform? They are not. Walter, would you like to speak to the privacy issues with Zoom, or the privacy with Zoom? Because I know that was a concern within the last couple months, and I know Zoom has become very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not guarded, but really good.
Well, yeah, they've certainly made their own updates, but even in advance of that, one of the things that we have, because of our experience of 12 years in this platform and other platforms, the one we used before this one, we restricted students' ability to chat privately because we can't monitor those chats. It's unregulated. So for us, it's very important that we are able to watch and, watch the behavior of students during class. Naturally, we have a very keen interest in that. So that's one of the things that we take very seriously is student behavior in class, but also protecting the students from any kind of conversations that might not necessarily need to be happening. And frankly, most private chat conversations aren't necessary for the class to be excellent, and is what we're aiming for anyway.
Absolutely. Thank you, Walter. And I see that Amelia has a question about subscriptions for multiple students. We're going to talk about that in a second, so we'll hang on to that one, okay? How many live classes can or should be taken at one time? That really depends on the student, okay? The student may be really highly skilled and an upper level high school, senior level, and wants to take a number of classes, or you might have someone who's in middle school or maybe a struggling student who only wants to take a couple classes, like maybe one live or two live and the rest recorded, where you can actually manage the class with, taking breaks in the middle, or watching part of the class one day and part of the class later in the day on another day. So there's lots of flexibility with the recorded courses. And so again, really depends on the students. Some students have a full regular high school schedule. Yes, there are grades given in the courses. Absolutely, yes. Is it possible for my son to shadow a live class? Maureen, would you like to answer that question?
Sure. So what we recommend is to sign up for unlimited access. You can do that for $1 and have access to all 450 courses for 1 week. And then you just drop us an email and say, hey, I was just checking out the classes. Please cancel my payments, and we won't charge you any future payments. But that's a great way to go in and just check out what's there and see if it's something you would like to do live. It really does give you a feel for it, and what that experience would be like. Another opportunity for you is take a look at our summer live course offerings. And we do have the Excellent Student course for free. We offer that several times throughout the year. I recommend signing up very soon. A couple of them have already filled up and closed, but that is completely free.
We're going to talk about that shortly.
Okay. So yeah, Excellent Student course. It's a great opportunity to really try it out and see whether or not live courses are a good option for you.
Yeah. Thank you for helping to answer that. We do offer classes for struggling students for 6th grade. We have many options I'm going to talk about here for unlimited access that can help with struggling students. So we'll talk about that shortly. And our live classes recorded, absolutely yes. Every live class is recorded and within 24 hours posted. So if you have a dentist appointment, or if you have some kind of a sporting event or competition that you're going to miss a live class, all the student has to do is contact the instructor, let the instructor know they're going to be gone, watch the recorded course within 24 or 48 hours of that live class time, just to be able to have time to do the assignment and to ask any questions of the instructor, and go ahead and email the instructor to make sure that there's clear understanding of the recorded class before the student does the work. So, and a lot of students do that because this is life, right? And so having that recording, the student, by the way, if they do struggle, can go back and watch the recording again, which, whether it's a live class or a recorded course, that recording is there for repeated watching of the material. Okay. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Let's move forward now. Great questions, guys. Let's talk about unlimited access. So unlimited access, this is the part I really love. It's one price for all students in the family. So that was great for me because I homeschooled 10 of my 13. And at one time, I think I had 4 kids watching, oftentimes 3 teens watching the same class at the same time. And it's just economically a great answer. The annual price, that's once a year, is $360 for 1 full year for all 450 plus recorded courses. So for the price of one maybe pre-college course online, you get 450 courses. Now, if you don't want to pay just one price, you can pay $34.97 a month, and it's just automatically taken out. If you sign up for the $1 trial, at the end of the week, it's 1 week for $1, and you want to continue, just let it ride, and it will then flip over into the $34.97 a month. So it's very, very easy. Jennifer says, unlimited access is worth every penny. That's from someone who's using unlimited access. So I tend to agree. When I was homeschooling, it was just a really perfect option for me. You can cancel at any time, and the first 7 days again are only $1, so you can make sure that it's a good fit for your family before you finalize your homeschool plans. So I really highly encourage all of you to just check out what's there and to watch more than one class, because with, what would we say, 44, I think, instructors in the recorded unlimited access area, that's a whole lot of different instructors and different teaching styles and different courses. So you might want to watch a little bit of a lot of courses just to check it out, because you're probably going to find instructors that you really love. And oh my goodness, we have to take that teacher. It's so fun and great. And other teachers are like, I just don't click with that teacher. And that's okay, because with another student, that teacher may be a perfect fit. Okay. We're going to talk about transcripts here shortly, so hold that thought, Tina, okay? Now, someone asked earlier about multiple user access. This is a service for families who prefer to have separate unlimited access accounts for each child. So as we said before, you can have 5 students under one $34.97 payment, but there are different reasons why you might have maybe 2 different accounts for 2 different students. So instead of the family sharing a single account, the cost for having 2 different accounts would be $10 a month for 2 students. So again, $44.97, they have 2 separate accounts. Their courses are going to be listed out separately. They would go in to their own areas and be able to keep track of all of their classes now that are just for them. This is a really great option for students who need a little bit more organization. They need things separated out a little bit more. Or if you have multiple students taking courses like I did when my kids were still being schooled, I'd have 8-10 courses all listed on the page, and they'd have to scroll down and find it. And they could do that for sure. In fact, I said, for the price savings, you guys can scroll down and find your course. It's not a problem. But sometimes it's just easier and a nice option. Okay. If you have more than 2 students, it's $20 a month for 3 or more. Okay, so if you have, and this is immediate family only, not neighbors or friends or aunts and uncles' kids, or, so you can have 5 students for $54.97 using all of the courses. So think about that. That's like $10, a little over $10 a month for each student to have access to all those courses. So again, when we said affordable, it's affordable. And I don't know if you've been peeking. I've been peeking at some of the other Catholic online programs. This is a fraction of the cost for just so many courses and the freedom to choose the courses that you want to use. Now, if you only want to purchase one course, you can do that too. It's $11.97 a course. So if you just want to, you don't want 450 courses, you want one course, you can go in and buy a course, each course at its own time. And that's another option. It's just something you can do. All right, now, how do I see where my course is a question. Where is this housed? What does it look like? We have what's called a learning management system. And there are many different learning management systems. You may have heard of some. Blackboard and Angel used to be an older one. There's eCollege was one that was bought out and used by some universities. Moodle is used by a lot of different places, and we use Moodle as well. It's a learning management system where each course is on its own page, and everything that you need for a course is in there. So you actually click in, you have a member ID, and your student would click in, and then go to a page, down the page where it says middle school or high school or grade school, whichever you want to do, and say, oh, I want to go into high school courses. So I click on high school, and then it takes me to the area that says all of the different types of classes. So philosophy and writing and history, and they're all listed by title of area. And I want to go into history, so I'll click on history, and that'll take me to all the history courses that I can choose. So Anna Maria says, Erin is not kidding regarding the price being a fraction. Steep prices out there. Yes, there are. Okay. Thank you for answering those questions in here as well, the little question answers that are coming in. All right, so Moodle is just this online website that you click in and you find your course and click on it, and it takes you to a page that is literally one page for that class. It'll talk about the class title and the write-up that's very similar to what you find in the catalog, with the paragraph about it and the weekly, what's happening each week. And then you'll have a little block that says week 1. And in week 1, you have everything there, the recording of the class, the PowerPoint of the class that the teacher's using, the readings, the assignments, any kind of outside videos or any other resources. Everything's in a row. And in fact, the course has a little checkbox in the recorded area where you can check it off when it's complete. And so this block of the week is very easy to follow for the student. Just write down. Some of the teachers keep their blocks, all the blocks open. I like to, for the writing classes, I ask the writing instructors to open a block at a time so that students can really focus and not look too far ahead. And so each week they get a new block, week 2, week 3, week 4, and are able to follow straight down the page. It's all on one page. And so if they want to go back up, say they're on week 6 and they want to go back up and see what was on week 2, they just scroll right up the page to week 2 and everything is there. Very, very easy. So again, if I want to take an unlimited access recorded course, I would choose my course, and class begins when I want to start, because I can access it at 7 in the morning or 7 in the evening. It doesn't matter. It's there for me at any time. Beginning with class 1, students will watch the recording and then complete the work and the quizzes, as I said, in a row, right down the page. Courses can be viewed on a laptop, desktop, computer, iPad, tablet, or smartphone. Now, I don't recommend the smartphone, but if you're out in the car and you want to, hey, why don't you work on your homework, do your reading while we're here in the car at the dentist, they can actually go on the smartphone and go in and get the reading and read right there. So it's an option. You can also use Apple TV or another connection system where all of your students can view the class at the same time on your regular television. I'm pointing to my, you can't see this, I'm pointing to my television over here, my flat screen TV. And so there's a simple cable that you can get for about $10, and it hooks into your computer and it hooks in the television, and then the class is played there. So it's very easy. How do Chromebooks work? Walter, would you like to address? Notice I said techno guru earlier. Walter's the techno guru. Walter, you want to talk about?
You certainly can. So Chromebooks do work. The most important thing, well, at least with Adobe Connect for the recorded courses, that you have the most up-to-date version of Flash, which is about to retire, I might add. So to that end, you can actually download the app. If my understanding is correct with the Chromebooks, you can download the app to the Chromebook, and you should be able to launch the recordings that way. Additionally, the platform that we're on right now, Zoom, it'll support virtually every device that's, to my knowledge, that's available, because it's HTML5 compatible. It shouldn't be an issue with anything that you'd have on a Chromebook.
And I'm glad you're answering these questions, because I don't know what 5 compatible is or whatever that was. All I know is it works. That's all I need to know. I love it. Okay. One of the questions we often get in the recorded courses is, are there answer keys? Because parents have everything there, and you can do the grading for the student because everything is right there. Most recorded courses do offer free answer keys. In courses or assignments where there are answers that require a unique composition, that's like Latin composition, or an essay assignment, most of the writing courses are unique compositions. So answer keys can't be provided. In punctuation and grammar, if we have a test, and in fact, all 3 punctuation and grammar courses that we have, actually 4, we have 2 middle school and 2 high school punctuation and grammar courses. Those are graded by the computer with everything right there where you click and it answers right away, because it's punctuation and grammar, and we can do that. But it's unique composition, we cannot do that. Parents will have to grade the work, or we have another option here we'll talk about. Question, what is the easiest way for a student to get to their classes on Moodle on an iPad? Is there an app, or navigate the website with a browser? I think both of them. Am I right, Walter? I know that you definitely navigate with the browser.
Yeah, so there is, you can, of course, use it on an iPad. There is an app for that, as a matter of fact. And it's probably the best way, but I also like using the browser too, simply because of the orientation, the configuration, that the fact that an iPad has more, let's say, real estate than, say, a phone. It tends to invite the website access, relative to the relative to using the app.
Yeah.
The Chromebook. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So answer keys, yes, if there isn't unique composition. So, but what if there is unique composition? Or what if I just want a teacher to, I don't want to grade it. What if I want another the instructor who created the course, or someone who is this practitioner, to go ahead and grade my work? We have what's called instructor access. So when I say there are 2 ways to take courses, live and recorded, there are really 3 ways to take courses. We have live and recorded, but under recorded, you can do it where you grade, or you can get instructor access, an instructor grading the work and working directly with your student. So parents, we sometimes enjoy someone else grading the work. Yes, right? And even with courses that supply answer keys, it's just really nice, especially in writing where there's a unique composition and the student feels, how shall we say, personal, right? With any kind of writing feedback. Does anybody else? My kids did that all the time. Even though I was a professional writer, they were like, Mom, you know, they didn't want me to, it just felt so personal. So if that's the dynamic, which is a very normal dynamic, this is just a good option. You get a professional, often the live instructor or the designer of the course, to give feedback and grade your students' work with instructor access. Now, this instructor access is optional. It's an additional cost above your $37.95 monthly fee for 450 courses, okay? And it's unique to each course, because courses that are more grading will have a higher cost than those that have less grading and feedback, okay? So it really is how heavy that course is for the work that the teacher is doing. We measure and put the price on depending on how much work the teacher is doing for your student, right? With instructor access, what is the normal turnaround time on grading? It is 1 week, but if you have another arrangement with your teacher, say you have, and this is what I was talking about earlier, if you have a student who maybe needs some extra work, you can talk to the teacher and say, is this something you're willing to do? Can we do this many classes? Usually we like to finish up within the 2-week time period of what the course usually is. So if it's a 6-week course or an 8-week course or a 10-week course or a 12-week course, we'd have, say it's a 12-week course, it'd be 14 weeks to get everything in, right? We try to keep it on that schedule to respect the teacher's time and not to drag out. It's a certain amount of grading and a certain amount of time for the specific class. But again, you can work it out with that instructor if you have a special situation, someone who has dyslexia or someone who has a learning challenge. And I know with our writing courses, we do this all the time. We have teachers, instructors, and instructor access who are willing to work beyond a class. You set up the fee schedule or how it works beyond, if you do, and time in what that will look like, and we work directly with your student for that. So it's really nice that we get to have that. All right, how much does it cost? Again, it varies based on the difficulty of the grading. Now, we know that emotions are contagious and our teachers love their subject matter, and students can't help but catch that enthusiasm, which is why we like to bring practitioners and those who have invested their entire lives into an area and a skill. So let's talk about some of the instructors, okay? Dr. Jean Ryu, Chair of Philosophy at Benedictine College. And by the way, if you know these instructors, know these people, have heard of them before, put in the chat box that you've heard. I just love seeing when people know these individuals, or if you've maybe taken a course or have heard of them before. Professor Joseph Pearce, very well-known popular Catholic author on Shakespeare and Tolkien. He's a speaker and EWTN personality. Gary Michuta is a popular Catholic author and expert on Catholic apologetics, and he appears on Catholic radio and television. This is fun. Maureen says her daughter fell in love with philosophy after taking Dr. Rio's course, which is fun. Kevin O'Brien is the host of EWTN's Theater of the Word and other specials, and he's a professional actor and has been known on television, radio, audiobooks. He's done so much. And he teaches literature, drama, speech, and more. He's teaching 2 comedy writing courses this coming year that are live, which I'm excited about. Monica Aschauer is a Catholic theologian and founder of the Theology of the Body Evangelization team, TOBET, and also appears occasionally on EWTN. Lisa Mladenick is a popular Catholic speaker, author, a best-selling author, and founder of AmazingCatechist.com. She's appeared on television and radio. She hosts our podcast, Homeschooling Saints, and she also, yep, Maureen said the same thing, and she has hosted a number of television shows as well. Dale Ahlquist is the president of the American Chesterton Society. Now, can you imagine taking a course on Chesterton with the president of the American Chesterton Society? Now, wouldn't that be fun, right? He's publisher of Gilbert Magazine and a popular speaker at conferences nationally and internationally. Of course, he's the host of the EWTN series, G.K. Chesterton, the Apostle of Common Sense, and he's co-founder of the Chesterton Academy and senior fellow at the Chesterton Library in Oxford. Again, being able to take a course with the expert, world expert on Chesterton, taking a course on Chesterton is just a phenomenal thing. Dale has written and edited and contributed to more than 15 books on Chesterton. So it's just, these are the fun things that we get to have with Homeschool Connections teachers. Tim Staples is the Director of Apologetics and Evangelization at Catholic Answers. Anybody heard of Catholic Answers? I'm being a little facetious here. And he has a number of courses here in Unlimited Access. Jennifer says her daughter just started taking middle school geography at Daniel Egan, and he really made it fun. So that's so fun to hear. Yeah. Very, very nice. This is me. That's a picture of me from one of our last videos here, right where I'm sitting, right here. I'm an author of 10 books, a new one coming out. I've been writing and teaching professionally for 45 years. Yes, I'm that old. And I was a college instructor for almost 20 years at 3 different universities and a curriculum developer at a major university for writing and communications. And I homeschooled 10 of my 13 children for over 34 years. Oh my goodness. Yes, it was that long. And and I hosted Aquinas Writing Advantage. I'm the creator developer of Aquinas Writing Advantage, which is the complete middle and high school writing program here at Homeschool Connections with almost 50 courses in writing. So many, many more instructors. I encourage you to go to homeschoolconnectionsonline.com/instructors to check out the instructors. Just so many great instructors here. All right, we also have, we are entering our 2nd year of a grade school program. We have what's called a 4-year cycle of matched learning for grade school, middle school, and high school students. This is where we have coordinated courses for all students in the family, 3rd grade through high school. So the whole family can learn the same era together of history, literature, and philosophy. So we are this year live with medieval coming up in the fall, and have just finished up and are finishing now recording the ancient history cycle. So that is available for you, where you can actually take courses with all of your students covering the same topics in history, in literature, where you can have the conversations together. Can you imagine the time and energy that saves if you have a lot of kids? All right, so in the medieval history track, you'll get guidance and a written and online guided experience, listing the courses to take and the how-tos, and how to make this a complete family learning experience. With this program, you can simplify. Amen to simplification, right? And streamline home education with an integrated literature-based curriculum, and it's project-based. So it's hands-on and incorporates history, science, language arts, art, religion, all together. So your students can do projects together in those areas. And we all know projects are a lot of fun, right? It coordinates, it dovetails learning into a harmonized learning experience, which I just think is amazing to do whenever we can when we have a lot of kids across different ages. So here's how it works technically. We have 4 days a week. This is for the 3rd through 6th graders. They have 4 days a week where the families join live on video 1 day a week. They have instructions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday join live together. It's in what's called a flipped classroom. So the students do the work first and then come to the classroom with the work completed so that the parents have a guide of what to do and then come and discuss and present and, you know, read poetry or present their projects they've been working on and have more of the community-based aspect for the 3rd through 6th graders. Families are provided with those daily lessons and checklists and videos and other materials for learning for those 3rd through 6th grade students, and then how to match that with the middle school courses and how to match that with the high school courses. Now, each week again culminates in a live 30-minute online class meeting for the parents and students together with the instructor. And you'll notice intentionally it's 4 days a week for the 5th day to be interactive, and you get out and maybe do co-ops or field trips, or get out and do, because we have a very strong belief that younger students need to be out doing and not sitting in front of a computer. And you'll see that here too with 30 minutes online and having the instructor Jackie de la Viega available for you in between for questions and connection. But it's a guide for you so that you are still teaching your student and they're not online looking at that computer screen, but for this wonderful time where they look forward to getting together after they've done a certain project or group work. So during that weekly class meeting, again, students get to discuss the readings, they play high interest games, they reinforce the learning, they have an opportunity to share work, poetry recitation, and also there are ways to students to sign up. So it's not just a free-for-all. Students sign up and come, and if they want to stay later and do certain things with the poetry readings, I think Jackie's done that, if I'm correct, so that people can get a chance to interact. And anything on camera, in any class, the students' faces are not on camera, and students' last names are never on camera. We have just first name, last initial. Again, it's very important to us to have privacy with your students. So again, this year's program focuses on medieval, and learning is segmented into fall, spring, and summer session. So to get a complete year, you sign up for all 3. Okay. This program uses all 4 volumes of Philip Campbell's history series from TAN Books called The Story of Civilization. And by the way, anyone heard of Philip Campbell? He works here and teaches many, many of the history courses. A fabulous history teacher, and he is he's the creator or the writer of the Story of Civilization books. Now, Kelly says they love his classes. He's a goofball. He's very engaging, isn't he? All right. Also, the 4-year cycle uses True North Reading, which is a Learn to Read online program for ages 2 to 15 with 5 levels of video instruction, hundreds of downloadable pages, and more. And it's 2/3 off for families and all 5 levels. And you can get a lifetime access for, we just made a thing where it's $200 for a lifetime access. It's a special that's only for Homeschool Connections. I can speak to this program because it's a program that I developed over 25 years and has been practiced and used throughout the world. And it's you can go to truenorthreading.com to check it out. Okay. All right. We do have live summer courses. If anyone's interested in keeping learning going through the summer, I always schooled through the summer. We took it a little bit lighter, but I always wanted my kids to keep engaged through the year. And they thank me as adults now, which I always wondered about that. Are they going to like this or not? As adults, they're like, thank you for doing that. That really was great. So that was my experience with summer learning. So we have all kinds of fun things in the summer. We have math boot camps. We have fiction writing. We have philosophy and logic. And by the way, all year, this is the year of philosophy and logic. all year for the 2020 and 21 school year and starting this summer. Philosophy courses and logic courses are 50% off. Okay, so we have a code here, PHILO 50. If you put that in, it's half off for every single philosophy course this year. So grab that and save it somewhere because it's great. It's a great savings, all right? History of baseball, chess, drawing with art theory, just some really, really fun things coming up in the summer. So go ahead and check those out, okay? Maureen mentioned the How to Be an Excellent Student course. This course covers all of the top skills that you need to have. I designed this course as I used to teach the college entrance, college success course at a number of different universities, at 2 different universities. And so I took that information, what do I need as a first year's college student, or what do I need in high school? What do I need in middle school to succeed? And we cover active listening, how to take notes in live lectures, active reading, annotations, taking notes from a text, how to study, critical reading, how to get best comprehension, how to take tests, test taking and time settings, all of the top things that you need to know to be successful as a student. This is the free class and it fills up fast. So I encourage you to get your student involved in this free 4-week class that gives these amazing skills that are success skills. Please take advantage of it before the enrollment fills. It's just a great perk and great addition to your learning. As I mentioned before, we have a conference in midwinter called Refresh. Be on the lookout for that. If you get on our mailing list, you'll get information about that. It happens in February. And then Inspire is a 1-day event in August with webinars to help you prepare for the school year. It's August 14th, I think is what Walter said earlier. So put that on your calendar. It starts, I think, at 10 in the morning, or is it 10:30? It's either 10 or 10:30, and it goes till I think 4:30. Help me out, Maureen, if I'm not saying the times right. You can put those in, but it's a 1-day, a number of speakers that come at certain times, and it's free, absolutely free. Now, remember, I'm good, okay. Remember, you can use full programs here, like the Aquinas Writing Advantage is a full writing program, middle, high school. It's everything you need, and then some. We have a full fiction writing program. We have students who have become published authors, who it's really fun that these students have won contests and become published authors in fiction, children's books and middle grade stories, because they took the writing program and then went ahead and did this specialized fiction writing program. I think we have 15 courses in fiction. Single subject areas like foreign language, if you want to do Spanish all the way through, you can do that. Or you can do specific supplemental courses, or some people do all of the schooling here as well. Whatever fits for your family is the right choice. All right, do you need to have unlimited access to take the Excellent Student course? Maureen, do you want to come on for that? I believe that you just sign in.
So for Excellent Student, you can take it free live. If you want to take it in recording, it is part of your unlimited access program. So we don't offer it free as a recorded course. It's part of unlimited access. And then I also wanted to add, someone asked, is that for middle and high school, the same course? Yes.
Yes.
That course is designed for 7th to 12th grade. And I would like to add that the Dean of Online Education at Franciscan did review that course for us along with the writing courses. And he came back and told me that he would love to see all of his incoming freshmen take our Excellent Student course. So no matter the age of your student, it's helpful. We recommend that every single one of our students take that course because it will help them be better students overall in all of their online courses and in-person courses as well.
And the reason he said that he wants everyone to take it, because like I said, that content really originated from the How to Be a Successful College Student courses that I taught. So he looked at that and said, oh, yes, this is because that's, these are givens. These are things that absolutely every student needs. So yeah, please do take care of it. Get it in your schedule. It's just a good thing. Don't pass it up, right? Now people ask.
I want to address one more question really quick before you go on. Lori asked, I'm not quite sure what she's asking. If you sign up for a summer course and then enroll in the school year, does that money apply towards the $360 for a year? So I just want to make it clear because this question has come up with 3 or 4 times already in the chat box. The live courses and the recorded courses are two completely different programs. So if you're taking recorded, the family account is $34.97 per month or $360 per year. And that is for unlimited access to all of our recorded courses for the entire immediate family. That does not apply to live courses. So if you take a live summer course, that is individually priced. So the live courses are completely different because you have access to the teacher in between classes. The teacher is doing your grading, you're meeting in real time. So there's a lot more expense, and prices are going to vary based on the difficulty of the grading and the length of that course. So I hope that's clear. If not, let me know in chat and I'll help you out there. Thanks, Erin.
Awesome. Thank you, Maureen. See, this is why I love having Maureen and Walter here. So we are often asked about accreditation. We are what's called a curriculum provider. We are not an accredited school. This is intentional. This is on purpose. Parents are the ones who give the credit to their teens. We believe that full responsibility and honor and ability control is under the parent. So we invite you to check out the accreditation page. And I don't know if we want to grab this and put it in there as well. If you just want to grab, is this a clickable link? I don't know, because I'm using a different than a PowerPoint. So it might not be a clickable link, but it's under the blog. Maureen or Walter, that would be great if before we end, we could grab that accreditation page and just put that over there. That'd be fabulous. Thank you. Dual enrollment, there's a 50% discount on all dual enrollment online classes for incoming freshmen. There's a free tuition for the fall semester of those living on campus with Franciscan University. We've had a great relationship with Franciscan University all along. Again, the dean has said that they love our courses, particularly the writing courses, are great preparation courses for college and for Franciscan. So we just want to mention that this is a really great thing that's available. Also, we have personal coaching help with Paula Siskinek. She is the founder of Emmanuel Books. Some of you may have heard of Emmanuel Books. She offers one-on-one coaching that gives you written action plans, follow-up emails, weekly coaching sessions, transcript review sessions, much more. It's under homeschoolconnections.online.com/need-advice. So it's a great resource for you if you'd like to have that. And then we also have the Aquinas Writing Advantage Personal Writing Assessment. This is for high school students only. It measures your students' skills to the first year college student. So if you want to know, what do I need to do to be ready for college? And what specific skills are my students' strengths? What are the weaknesses? What classes should I take? What skills should I work on if it's not a Homeschool Connections, somewhere else? You actually get a 20-ish page report that has a punctuation and grammar piece. It has a full essay analysis and feedback and a questionnaire to match your students' writing goals. Nick Wilson is the director or the head of that program. He's a wonderful instructor who's also teaching the 9 series courses for 9th graders in the coming year. And he's a doctoral candidate, and he has a master's degree from Yale. And he's getting his PhD right now. He's finishing that. And so he teaches at a university, but he also works with us with the writing evaluations. So if this is something that you're interested in, please drop us a line. You can email me at ebconroy, that's ebconroy, C-O-N-R-O-Y, at homeschoolconnections.com. Anything about the writing program, feel free to message me. And that's my author, one of my author names, and my academic books are under E.B. Conroy and Erin Brown Conroy. So if you wonder, wait, isn't she Erin Brown? Yes, I am. But I have a number of pseudonyms depending on whether it's nonfiction or fiction or what genre I'm writing in. So, all right. Thanks, guys, for putting that in the chat box. Thanks, Walter. All right. Why Should I Learn This is available at Behold Publications Online. It's a book that a number of years ago, Maureen Whitman and I edited, and many of the instructors here are contributors. This is an anthology of why should I learn, fill in the blank, whatever the subject is. So it's a great resource. It's great reading for your students to know, how is this going to apply in life? So I encourage you to check that book out. Again, it's at Behold Publications online. And we do have an e-newsletter. So if you want to get specials and key course information, the newsletter is not about selling you things. It's about free things. It's about benefits. It's about where you're going to find the instructors speaking and where you can get free things online and resources online. So it's a help, up-to-date news, specials, freebies. It's not about selling at all. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to sign up for that on the website. And again, if you want more information, always homeschoolconnections@gmail.com is a great email. We have wonderful people working, Kim Laree and Phyllis and Lynn working as your experts who answer phones. We have toll-free numbers on the website and getting answers in your emails. And if you have a very specific question for a specific teacher, we can get that question directly to the instructor. If you find a course in the catalog and you're wondering about something about the course, email us here and we can get that question directly sent to the instructor who can talk with you, okay? Question, do we have a math placement test to help with the most appropriate start of live courses? Maureen, do we have a math? I know we have some Latin.
We do. So I can send you the link for the Saxon math placement, or you can just Google free math placement Saxon. We also have a placement test that we can send you as a PDF file for the Glencoe Math. Usually I just recommend doing the Saxon one, and that will work for any math textbook, just because it'll tell you the level.
Yeah.
But again, if you want to, just always drop us an email and we're happy to help you. We also have a Latin placement test. And then, as Erin said before, if you need help with placement and writing, we have that assessment service, which is a fee, but the Latin and the math are free.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. There's Walter and Maureen. Okay, everyone, any questions? Well, we covered a lot of material, a lot of information. If you have any questions, I know that this is a lot to take in. Let it sit. You can always email us questions as they come to you, but I just really encourage you to check it out, especially the $1 for a week for 450 courses. It's a great way just to see if there's something even this summer you can get engaged with and keep the students learning through the summer. Do we have any other questions? Here, type them in the chat box, raise your hand.
Erin, we had one in the chat box a while back about something for a struggling 6th grader.
Yes, all right. And is there a specific subject? And whoever put that in, if you want to type the subject in, because I know I said for writing, we have our courses for writing begin at what we call the 6-7 level. And it's very foundational. And we also have instructors that are very willing to work with someone who struggles in writing. And we started a nice solid baseline. So I know that the writing courses would absolutely work with someone who struggles in 6th grade. Reading for struggling 6th, almost 7th. Anyone has a question about reading, feel free to email me again at ebconroy@homeschoolconnections.com about the reading program, True North Reading, that we use with the 3rd through 6th grade program. Okay, because there are some really great things. It's skill level from beginners all the way up through 15-year-olds in that program. And there's a special, yes. All right. Other questions? Let's see. What is the cost for our Paula assistant service?
Let me go to the website right now. So I think that varies on the type of service that you get with her. If you go to homeschoolconnections.com, and I'll make sure that we include that in the follow-up email. You guys are going to have about 800 links in that follow-up email. But if you go to homeschoolconnections.com, in that top bar, you'll see Need Advice. And if you click on that, there is Paula's service. I believe that she gives a discount for Homeschool Connections students, and the discovery call is free. So the initial phone call is free so that you can see whether or not it's a good plan for you. So she is has a heart of gold, many, many years of homeschool experience. Her children all did Homeschool Connections classes, so she's familiar with our service, as well as having run Emmanuel Books. She's familiar with all of the other services as well. So just a terrific help, and So I'm sorry I don't have the prices, but the initial call is free and you can email her for that information. Thank you, Erin.
Awesome. And I'm messaging privately with some people here too. There's some questions coming in about scheduling the writing program classes. Feel free, if you have very specific questions about writing, feel free to email me. I put my email address in there, and happy to work with you over the next week. Now, if we have a lot of people emailing, it might take to the end of the week to get back with you, but I will definitely get back with you. And again, any other classes, if you go into the catalog and you have a specific question, just email homeschoolconnections@gmail.com and say, I'm asking about this class and this teacher. Can you answer my question, or can you put me in touch with that instructor? And we would definitely do that. Okay. All right. Awesome. Any other questions? Any other questions? This has been great. And
I'll throw something out there. Just usually we have tons of questions. It's a quiet crowd tonight, but I just want to let you guys know we are adding a new service. It'll be popping up next week, and it's a mentoring service. It is accountability mentoring. So one thing that parents have really asked for help with is mentoring of their teenagers. So just keeping them on track. So this is someone who would work with your student one-on-one, meet them with them every week, and meet with you too, mom or dad, and just make sure that they're working their planner and getting their schoolwork done. She has access to Homeschool Connections, so she can check and make sure they're getting quizzes done, etc. So super awesome service. And I can tell you that because she's my son's mentor. She's mentored my son for the past 2 years, who graduates tomorrow. Excellent. So this is why I brought her on. I know that she is excellent. So
awesome. And for the 6th grader you were just talking about, that would be a really great thing, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That grader who maybe.
So just accountability. So what's really helped us is that teaching my son how to properly use a planner, and just getting him to a point where he is accountable to himself. So, Tamara, we don't have that yet. The website is going up as we speak. Walter, can you type in chat? That's going to be ready next week, right?
Yeah, it should be ready in the middle part of next week, maybe even at the end of this week. We're just not sure yet. We still have some things to work out. But
so we'll try to get that information to you, Tamara. But if you don't see it, always drop us an email or a phone call. I just want everyone to know, never hesitate to reach out to us. This is what we're here for. We love answering your questions and being able to help you in any way we can. Yeah, me too, Jennifer.
Great.
Yep.
Also, speaking of websites, there's a brand new writing program website coming out, hopefully within the next month. At least by the summer. So be on the lookout for that, with all that you need to know about writing and all the courses right there in one spot. I'm excited about that for Aquinas Writing Advantage. All right. Any other questions? Great questions. You guys have been so attentive. I must have covered things pretty well, because and usually we have a bazillion questions, but this is good. I think I've tailored today to answer some of the questions that I know I had last time. All right. So how do you recommend scheduling the shorter classes throughout the year? You can actually match classes, 2 classes, like there's a 6-week class and a 6 weeks class, or I know some of the recorded fiction writing courses are really brief courses that you actually add together. We can help you do that. Or if you could just take a peek at some of the scopes and sequences that are free on the website. It's actually a very easy thing to do, where you can just add classes together that match. All right. Sadly, the online course schedule, if it's too late or too early for us, we are 11 hours ahead. Oh, yeah. So that's where the recorded courses come in, right? Right. And are you in, you're overseas, right? Obviously, it's an 11-hour difference. All right. Any other questions here? I'm reading through. Yeah, Andrea says thank you. Thank you, Andrea, for being here too. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Andrea, for joining us. We have a family in New Zealand who take all of our live courses that start after 4. Yes, thank you all for being here again. Feel free to message us. It was great to have you. Thank you for giving us your time tonight. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us, okay? All right, thanks again and good night from homeschoolconnections.com.